Good afternoon, Floss Tube. It's Ali on her own because Ellie's gone off to Italy without me. So I'm here on my own. And I did promise you that I would try and do a floss tube on my own. So here goes. Fingers crossed that it works. What I thought I would do today is go through all my old whips, and if anybody's any older than me, please let me know because I would love to know. So where will we start? What I thought I would do is do it in two bits, so pre-2000 and then post-2000, because obviously 2000 was when the pandemic was, and I probably started a lot during the pandemic. So let's start at the very beginning. I was going to tell you a story. So the first one on my list, it's not the first one in my book. I don't know why I started with those ones and then decided to put this one in. But the first one was started in June 2003. Now let me go back. It's not pre-2000, it's pre-2020. Get it right, Ali. So it's pre-2020, not pre-2000. So this one was started in 2003 in June. I remember it vividly when I started it because I had a gift from my mum that I wanted to finish off, and I wasn't going to start this until I'd finished that, and I did finish it, and then I put it onto the frame and I put it on the wrong way, and oh god, it took me ages just on that day just to get it started. I'd spent the day at my mum's, finished off what I was doing there, and then come back home and started this. So, and it is Teresa Wentzler's Lady of Shalott, and if you look at how faded that is, that shows you how long I've had it. And this is one of her, when was this one? She normally, oh god, it's falling to bits. 1999, so it wasn't one of her earliest ones. But I saw it, and The Lady of Shalott is one of my favourite poems by Alfred Lord Tennyson. And I got on really well when I started. But this is where I've got to. I'm still on the same page that when I started. So it's taken me 20 years just to get to here. And the bit that's holding me up is this bit here, because it's all confetti stitching. And I do a couple of stitches and then I start losing the will to live. So I started doing this bit of the border down the side to see if that would help it along a bit. It was in my Roll the Dice last year. It's not in Roll the Dice this year. I think because I felt that I didn't get very far with it last year. So it may make it into 5 and 5 at some point because I really need to try and move it on a bit. But we'll see how we go. But I think you'll agree that it definitely needs sorting because it's been a long time. So that was number 1, 2003. Good God. Right. So next, we'll go back to page 1 now. Next is Tempest in a Teacup, and that is Teresa Wentzler again. Now this was one of the freebies off of her website. I don't know if these are still available, they may be. And again, the amount of confetti stitching is incredible. And I put him into roll the dice, I think, a couple of years ago, and again I didn't get very far with him. It's this wing here with all the little half and quarter stitches and confetti stitching. It just was doing my head in, as we say. So he didn't get much love. He needs some love, because I would love to get him finished, because he's a cute little thing. But he was started in June 2004. Now the next one is one that I actually started as a gift for my mum. I started this one in August 2004, and it's, if I can find this picture, it's a Diane Gradner design. I love Diane Gradner stuff, and this is called Yoder's Hill, and that's Yoder, not Yoda, as Ellie says, but that's the design, which is absolutely beautiful. And those of you that follow us on the Yorkshire Dolly Mixtures, which is what this is, obviously, will know that my mum died before I got it finished. So I put it into Roll the Dice last year, and I actually made some inroads onto it. I was quite pleased, actually, to be honest, because ever since Mum died, I just didn't have the heart to pick it up again. So it's a very long design, as you can see, and this is where I am at the moment. So the trees at the top, they were already done, the two skiers. Where I'd got to when I'd stopped before Mum died was I'd done the little girl in pink here, and I'd done half of the snowman, and I think I'd started the little girl in green. So little girl in green's finished, snowman's finished. This little lass here who's fallen off her skis is done. A little cat, little lad on his sled with his dog, and I've started this tree here. It's in Roll the Dice this year, and I'm actually quite looking forward to it coming out, because I do want to. I feel enough time has passed now since Mum died that I can give it some love, and I'm still a bit hesitant as to whether I would be able to frame it and have it in our house. My thought was, after Mum died, that I would finish it and give it to my aunt, and unfortunately she died too. Don't ever get me to stitch you something, it's fatal. Okay, so that was August 2004. Back over this page, and we've got, The Willow Fairy by DMC. It's part of the Flower Fairies collection. I said connection there. This was started in April 2005. Just get that up there. And it is a pretty design, but there's so much green. And there's yellow greens and there's blue greens. And then you've got the browns. And it's like, oh, why did I ever start this? But I did. So she made it into Roll the Dice a couple of years ago. Didn't get much done on her. And this is where she is at the moment. So you can see the difference in the greens there between the blue greens and the yellow greens. The yellow greens are the foliage and the blue greens are her dress. I've almost got her face finished. Got to finish off her hair. And I would like to try and get the dress finished. I think if I ever got the dress finished, I would feel as if I was achieving something. get her other arm in, and the wings, and the legs. Just get it finished, Ali. So, yeah. She will come out if I'm really, really, really bored. And she's currently in that famous bucket of mine that you'll have heard me talk about. I'm not allowed to mention the real name of it because Ellie will kill me and I'll probably get banned for life from FlossTube. Right, so moving on. Now, oh, I forgot to put that back in with Yoder's heel. Stick that in there. Okay, so then, sorry, my voice keeps cracking. Then we have got Cheyenne Winter, and I've left it in at the original start date because I started it in September 2006. I've actually got, the rest of them all just get a month. This one actually has a start date, 3rd of September 2006. And it is a beautiful design. It's absolutely stunning. Based on a painting, which is absolutely gorgeous. When I first started it, I was doing it, I made the mistake of going along the top. I started it in the top left hand corner, which I very rarely do. I'm a centre starter girl, but this one I started top left, and I was going right along, and the colour of the threads and the colour of the fabric are very, very similar. The colour of the fabric, it's called Cameo Rose. It's a linen. It's a lovely piece of fabric. I abandoned it because I just wasn't getting anywhere, and then I picked it up again, and I'm actually, it's back to front. Ouch, I just stabbed myself with my needle. Well done, Ali. Oh, honestly, useless. Just put it in there like that. So I restarted it on the 22nd of July 22. I don't know if you can see, the light might just be bright enough for you to see. So what I'm doing it is, I'm doing it a block at a time. And I'm doing it on a page. Each page has got, oh, I don't know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's about 600 stitches in each page. Obviously I've not done 600 stitches on it, but you can just about see where I am on it. I think once I get further across and a bit further down, it will all start making sense, but we'll see. So it's, or it was in my 5/5. It's been replaced for the time being, as I've got quite a lot of other stuff to be working on at the moment. But it will go back into 5/5, and we'll see how I go with it. Ellie has lent me one of the Q snaps, and I've actually got the stand, the stitching stand that my mum bought me when I first started stitching. So that is, started in 88, 89, 89. We'd gone off on holiday to Canada, and family friends, their daughter-in-law was stitching a baby sampler for their little girl, who is now married and has a baby of her own. Shows you how long ago it was. I was quite taken with it, and I was like, oh, that looks really hard, and she went, oh, I can do it, anybody can do it. And I thought, okay then. And I found a kit over there, and it was a printed chart, and printed on the fabric, and it's the only one I've ever done that's been printed on the fabric, and it's never been framed. It's upstairs somewhere, and that was me. I was hooked. And she gave me this, I think it was for Christmas that year. She bought me that stand. And I hardly ever use it now, but I've been working on Pandemic, shock horror. Thank you, Tammy. And one of these days I might get that finished. But yeah, I've put the Q snap onto the frame, and I've sort of jiggled my seat around, jiggled it around, and it's been working okay so far. So we'll see how I go. So when I've had enough of Pandemic, I think I've done my 5 days on it now. So quite happy with where I got to with that. I'm just looking to see which one is next. Let's see. Come on. Gosh, these are all finishes. Wow. Oh, here we go. So the next one is Enchanted Mermaid, and she was started on the 8th of January 2012. When I first started her, I really wasn't getting on with her. There was a lot of quite bad memories associated with the whole thing, which I've managed to now get out of my head and get on with her. And she really is coming on a treat. I shall be moving on to her today, actually, to get some more work done on it. And I'm just trying to see where I am. Sort of here, this bit here. So she will get 5 days love in 5 of 5. She's also in Roll the Dice, so looking forward to her coming out. I'm on a mission because a certain person, hi Charlotte, has said I need to get a finish this year. So that is my mission, and we're already in May. So I really need to get my finger out and get on with it. So that was January 12th. And then we've got this one. God. If anybody remembers back to the days of when everybody did blogs and we set ourselves challenges like doing 50 new starts in January, and then you had to try and get them finished by the end of the year, and this was one of my choices for that. This is the chart. It's called Celtic Dog Cushion. See the Celtic dogs, beautiful dual colours. It's from Mary Hickman's New Stitches magazine, and I got it at the Glasgow Knit and Stitch show many years ago. It's 2003 on the magazine. When did I start this? I started this in January 12, again 13th of January 2012. So it was quite an old magazine even by then. And that's as far as I've got. I think it needs some love. You guys are going to have to tell me which ones you think need the most love, so that I can sort them out a bit. Sorry, I'm all upside down with this one. So yeah, this one is pretty old. It actually came kitted up, but I put it into my book, which I don't normally do with kits. Right, so what was the next one? Oh. So the last one in the box it was a free chart by Ellen Morristow, and it was part of a round robin that I was doing on a group that I used to run on Yahoo groups, and the girls chose which ones they wanted to do. So we've got a blue tit, we've got a little tortoise, and a little pony. And these were going to get made into bell pools. Obviously, I've not got around to doing that yet. And on the other one was a little monkey, beautiful little bee, and then there's mine, which is a little kitty. And it's a kitty in a teacup, I think. Let me look. Is that a teacup? Let's have a thing about teacups. Yes, it is. So, as you can see, didn't get very far. I'd love to get this finished, actually, and get them both made into bell pools. Maybe hang them up in the spare room. I think they'd look nice in there. So, yeah, that was started January 16th of January 2012. So those are all the ones that are kitted up ones that I've started. I've also got a few kits here that I had started. As I said, I don't tend to write kits in my book. This is one that's in my Roll the Dice. It's an Anchor fleur-de-lis kit, which was a gift by a member of the group I was on at the time. We used to do a lot of exchanges, and this was one that she sent to me. And when she first sent it to me, and I was like, oh, I'm not really sure about that. But the more I looked at it, the more I thought actually it would look really nice hanging up in the kitchen. So I started it. I think I probably started it around 2012. As I say, it's in Roll the Dice at the moment, and I only have this bit at the bottom to finish off. So if I can get that finished off, the next time it comes out and Roll the Dice, well, I said that last year and it didn't happen, but I really want to try and get it finished off because I think it would be nice framed and hanging in the kitchen where it belongs. So as I said, I think this was another 2012 design. Trying very hard to get it back in there, it's not working. Right, there we go. That was that one. There we go. This again was around about the same time, and this is Sweetheart Tree design. It's called Blackberry Jam. Lovely little design. Oops, you get a bit of glare there. That way, that's better. Loads and loads of beads in it, as you can imagine. And I pulled it out, put it in Roll the Dice last year. And the inside bit has been finished. Just got the beads to do for the Blackberry, and I've started doing the leaves around, and there's some eyelets in it as well, so I've started doing them. So I started on this side, just working my way around, and then I'll go back and do this side as well, work around to the bottom and then get all the beads in. So it's a pretty little design, and again, it's something that needs to be doing. I'm pretty sure, as I said, this was another of the 15 that I started in 2012. Hopefully one day it will get finished. And then we've got Maggie the Messmaker. It's gorgeous. I can't remember when I actually started it. I know I took it away on a stitching retreat, a week-long stitching retreat, when we went to Wales, which was a lovely week, beautiful place to stay. But I've done a lot more on it since then. It's been in Roll the Dice every year since then, and I'm pretty pleased with my progress. Again, this bit here, full of confetti stitches, do my head in as usual, so I've started moving across the other side a bit to try and feel some more in it. I want to get down a bit further as well, get the old Singer sewing machine in. Said it's in Roll the Dice, and again, I do love stitching on, apart from the confetti stitching. So hopefully I'll make some good inroads on it this year. I'm just looking at the time. I'm only going to do a half-hour one, and I've only got 3 minutes left. In fact, I've got 2 minutes left. This was another one which was started in 2012. I love Michael Powell's designs. And I had lived and worked in Greece for a while, so of course when I saw this, it was a kind of must-do design, but I'll go awfully far with it, so I need to get my butt in gear a bit and get on with it. If I can finish off quite a few of my Roll the Dice projects this year, it may get in there. Don't hold your breath on that one. I do want to get it finished because it is a lovely design. Oops. And then the last one is, oh no, it's not the last one. God, we may go over the half hour at this rate. This was sent to me by a friend who asked me to stitch it for her. Sorry, Wendy, it's taken me a while. And it's on Yoder, which I don't like stitching on. I really need to, there's a lot of these are all just half stitches, so I really should finish that bit off, get down onto this bit down here, because I'd love to turn up at Wendy's door one of these days and hand it to her and say, remember that kit you sent me all those years ago? I'm not really into the country companions. I find them a bit twee. So that's probably another reason why it's not moved on very far. Now this one, I know exactly when I started this. I started this when I went to hospital in 2005. It's called Free Spirits. It was a DreamWorks kit. I love my horses. And this is where we're at. So I've got 2 of the horses in. Just got to get the other one up here. I mean, they are gorgeous. The horses are absolutely stunning. But again, there's a lot of very similar symbols in this one, and they all seem to lie together. Especially the browns in the horses. And I think that's what kind of is holding me back a bit. So one of these days I will get back to it, but don't hold your breath too much on that. I will get it finished. And this one, I got this on a trip to Morecambe with my mum and her friends, with her women's guild. And we'd actually gone in, it was a wool shop, and we'd gone in and we were looking at wool, and mum suddenly went, oh look, there's Minnie. And Minnie was my cat at the time, and she's an absolute double for this one. So of course I had to buy it. Again, it's on Ada, which is probably why it's so far back I didn't even know about even weaving those days. I've not got an awful lot left to do. I did put it into Roll the Dice, I think, last year, and I got quite a bit on the shoe done. I need to fill in the bits on the cat, fill in the bits on the drawer, and then finish off the shoe, and then it's done. There's not a lot left to do on it. I will get it finished. Because it's a memory of my mum and a memory of Minnie as well. So that's it. 32 minutes and 55 seconds. So I will do another one at some point this week and finish off what I've got to show. And I will speak to you soon. Bye.